It's going to be a great day in downtown Windsor on Saturday as the Capitol Theatre hosts the Raw Shock Short Film Festival. You might be asking, Kyle, what does that mean? Well, it's a marathon of award-winning short films, putting local talent in the spotlight. Directors from Windsor and Essex County are here to talk about the events and the films. And we'll start in studio with somebody that actually used to work in the building. He actually trained me. We got Michael Poirier. I just call him Mike with us. Mike, how are you today?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
I appreciate you coming on. How was the drive in?
It was okay.
Yeah?
I thought it'd be a lot worse, so I think we're doing okay. Yep.
Okay. You ever done a movie with snowshoes or anything like that?
Nothing like that. No, I like to stick to the the summertime, right?
Yeah.
Take advantage of the sunlight and the nice weather. So.
Yeah. Smart. You're a smart man. That's why. We also have a director, and we'll get into these movies here, David Constantino as well. Dave, welcome. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming. Have you done a film when it comes to snowshoes?
I have not.
Okay. All right. Good. Don't. I recommend don't doing it. Just stay south. But to the both of you, thank you so much for coming in. And we do have directors Kyle Van Doggen as well. He's on the phone line. And director Aaron Brandenburg as well, talking about their movies. And to the both of you on the phone line over there, welcome. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Mike, doing great.
Good. Mike, let's start off with you here.
Sure.
And just talking about the film festival here, or I guess the film marathon, the Raw Shock Short Film Marathon. Tell us a bit about it.
So it's 4 local short films by 4 local directors in the Windsor Essex area. And to my knowledge, everything was shot in Windsor. Most of the talent is all from this area. Mm-hmm. And so we, most of us are friends or kind of connected in some way. So we just decided to team up and to give ourselves a showcase for these films, because none of them are features, right? They're all under, like mine's 40 minutes. The other ones are around 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And so This is a chance for us to group them all together and for people to come out and see Windsor talent.
Yeah, and I mentioned that it's happening on Saturday, January 17th. It's in the evening, right? It's at the Capitol, 7 to 9.
7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, yep.
And if you're looking for tickets, and again, we'll get into these movies here, but CapitolTheatreWindsor.ca is the way to go about it. Let's start off with yours here, The Gentle Art of Making Enemies.
Yes.
Very interesting. What is it about?
So it's about a girl named Olivia who gets a job at a wrestling school, and it's basically just about her kind of getting into that world, and some of the people in that world are a little bit shady, and some of it does not turn out how she thought it would. And so it's kind of just about, it's a combination of myself and one of the stars, Jeff Kavanaugh. We kind of came up with the story together where I kind of had some experiences, not in that world, but in other, avenues. And he combined it with his knowledge of the wrestling industry because he works at Maple Leaf Wrestling in Windsor at the wrestling dojo over here. And so we just combined those stories together and just created this kind of I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a thriller. It's a comedy drama. Okay. But it's got elements of deception in it, and you get to know the wrestlers a little bit. You get to know that world a little bit, and it kind of just goes from there.
And so it's some of the wrestlers from that wrestling organization?
Yes.
Very cool.
So they, I would say about 5 or 6 of them have cameos, and then there's footage of them training. There's footage of an actual event, and then Jeff plays a fictional character named Dick Dreamboat, who's the head of this fictional version of that school. We don't want to slander the actual school. The actual school is fine.
Yeah,
this is the fictional version of the school, right?
That's right.
And then my friend Laura plays Olivia, and so she's the kind of innocent young woman that gets a job at this wrestling school, and then it goes from there.
And that's where it was shot, over at the wrestling school just down the road here?
Yep, exactly. Yep, most of it, yep.
I have to say, can I ask how the wrestlers were when it came to acting? Because if you look at some of the top stars right now, I mean, you got The Rock, John Cena, obviously leaving wrestling. I mean, some of the top actors right now came from a wrestling background. How were they?
Well, they were all good. I mean, they're all used to being on camera. They're all used to doing promos, right? So in my previous feature film, Thundersnake, I did have a few of them do bit parts, and they were all great on camera. And so one of the wrestlers, El Reverso, he plays a fairly prominent role in the story. He doesn't have many lines. He's only in one scene, but his character is recurring in the story. And he does a really great performance.
Okay. Is yours the first one?
Mine's actually the last one. It's the longest one, so it's kind of the headliner. It's the final one.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep it going here. We got The Wreck of Harold Murphy as well, and we mentioned her. We brought her on here, Aaron Brandenburg. Aaron, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And tell us a little bit about The Wreck of Harold Murphy.
Yeah, so The Wreck of Harold Murphy is essentially a story of a musician who's a local legend, let's say, but never achieved like widespread success. And he retreats to Pelee Island to try to write one last song and kind of get his creative juices flowing again, and ends up kind of getting in his own way and dealing with the insects and nature. And we didn't have a snowstorm, but I will say we did have a tornado, and the whole island flooded while we were filming. So we had some natural elements to deal with. But our film stars local legend Ron Leary, who's our musician in his film debut. And luckily we got Ron to play some of his original songs in the film. So it's really exciting. It's kind of a reverse story of what we usually hear about the artistic process. Usually it's like, you see a struggling artist, and then they kind of have some talent, and they, get a big break, and then suddenly they're famous. This is kind of, I guess, a more realistic look at the creative process and like what it takes when you're struggling to try and, create work and find an audience.
Yeah.
And sort of, it's a little bit of an interior look about what that's about.
Yeah, I can imagine. And now, was that shot this summer over there on Pelee Island?
It was shot in 2023 on Pelee Island.
Okay, I was wondering how far back you go as directors, how far back you actually shoot some of this stuff. And you had to deal with basically a tornado through the island. Okay, help us out there. Because first of all, it can't be easy to be a director and then you go to, I don't want to call it a remote island. I know that's kind of what you want to say when it comes to the movie here. But it isn't easy to get to Pelee Island, let's be honest here. And you got to bring all of that equipment over there. Tell us a little bit about that, and then what it's like to shoot through a tornado, or like how you were able to manage that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we knew we wanted to shoot on Pelee, and that was sort of, a big part of the film is the island itself. So we knew we had to bring everything with us, and we kind of approached it like, it's sort of like going to camp. It's like, you got to bring everything you need plus backups and sort of have, we had an amazing cast and crew who were sort of ready for that and down for it. And luckily we had some amazing support from the Pelee Island communities who were, it was great. And so then when the storm hit, you always have to be adaptable as a filmmaker. There's things that happen and you need to change locations. I think my one core memory of that day is seeing Ron wading through raw sewage, holding his costume, trying to get to our set because he couldn't drive. Pure dedication right there.
Yeah.
And like everybody just sort of chipped in. We made it happen. It was scary for a little while. Definitely.
I can imagine. Yeah, but it all paid off, and you're very happy.
Yeah, we got an amazing film and got it put together, and we just premiered at the Forest City Film Festival in October. So that was great to share it with some regional audiences, and we're so excited to share it with Windsor audiences this weekend.
Good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, my dad loves it.
Good. That's all. That's like this show. Listen, my mom says every show is great, so that's all I really care about. Let's keep it going here, too. I mentioned he's in studio here, David Constantino. Maggot Pockets. Yes. I love the name of that, David. Tell us what that's about.
Well, it's not what it seems.
Okay.
So
I don't know what it seems like, to be honest with you.
I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a horror movie to some people.
Sure, yeah.
It's not a horror movie. It's more of like a character-driven film, and basically it was shot here in Windsor, actually in Walkerville, at the Show Art Studios over a few days.
Oh yeah.
And actually, it did rain one day outside. It didn't snow, but it did rain. I remember that.
Yeah, get your rain shoes out.
But it basically follows the story of like this couple, and there's like this one guy who's an artist, but he's very self-conscious, and so it's kind of a surreal experience at an art show, and they encounter all these people, and it's just very surreal and sometimes funny, and also it's got some weird Lynchian elements in it that pop up. So it's different. Mm-hmm. I'll say that.
There are bugs, though, in this movie, correct? Like, there's some sort of a maggot possibility, I guess.
I can confirm. Yeah. There's a form of bug in this movie, yes.
How was it shooting it out in Walkerville?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of pre-planning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had, because it takes place at an art show, I also had to organize a fake art show.
Yeah.
At a real art gallery. So that was a challenge, but I managed to do that, and all the art in the film is local-based artists. One of the actresses that's in the film, her arts, she supplied some art as well.
Where do you come up with an idea like this, where you got plastic bugs on art frames and different things like that? You know, a cool name, Maggot Pocket.
Well, it kind of happened to me. I was at an art show.
Oh boy.
At Villains here in Windsor.
Yeah, great
And
place.
Some friends of mine had an art show that was horror-based called The House of Vomit.
Okay.
And one of the artists was putting plastic bugs on the art frame. And I asked him why he's doing that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the idea kind of started.
I like it.
So it's partially based in reality.
It's cool.
But yeah, it's different.
It's inventive.
Yeah, it's more character-driven if you like stuff like Jim Jarmusch, maybe a little bit like Richard Linklater, and some Lynch.
And what kind of genre is it? You didn't say horror. Is it just kind of like creepy, crawly, something like that?
No, not creepy crawly.
Okay, all right.
I'd say it's more of a surreal comedy.
Okay, cool.
It's a drama as well, but it's kind of got all those elements going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And we'll wrap it up here with Kyle Van Doggen. He directed the... well, take us through it here, Kyle. What movie do you have for us, and where are you going to be in this lineup? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I don't know where I am in the lineup, actually, but my movie is actually, I smuggled 2 other movies in with it, so it's actually 3 movies.
Okay, take us through that.
Effigy Trilogy. In 2013, I made the first one with my friend, a very talented actor in Windsor, Sean Barjett. It was just kind of a test for a camera I bought. And then in 2018, we thought, hey, that was kind of fun. Let's do another one. And then 2025, we finished it and did like the final movie. But all 3 combined are like 20 minutes. It's not like a large commitment of time.
And what are they about?
Yeah, so it's essentially, well, that's a good question because it's not clear what they're about.
Okay. All right.
There's a man, and it's about his relationship with a cursed, ancient, mystical statue.
Okay.
Which may or may not have evil powers. It kind of unravels from there. They're kind of surreal, kind of horror aesthetic, but they're not scary at all. They're meant to be kind of absurd and funny, so hopefully that's what people get from them.
Mm-hmm. The Effigy Trilogy. I like it. Yeah, for sure. And Mike, maybe you can help us out. You know the lineup when it comes to like people showing up at 7 p.m. You know kind of like the lineup on how it all breaks down?
Pardon me. Sorry, the order you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I created this. I believe Kyle's is first.
Okay.
But I think I went by the length of each film, and I went shortest to longest.
Okay.
I tried not to give anyone favoritism, or I could have gone alphabetical, but that's how I picked it. So.
Okay, so Kyle, help me out then. If you have the shortest, how are you able to put a trilogy together with that? You know, how do you make sure that you still get the story out there, but, you know, you keep it in a amount of time, like 20 minutes to half an hour?
Well, I think it's because it's like backwards engineered. The first one's like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's not really a story. And then the second one was, again, about 5 minutes. We add a little more to it. And then the last one's the longest by far. It's like 12 minutes. And that's where, like, oh, maybe we should try. The challenge was to try and make it all make sense without giving it all away either. So it's very non-traditional, I'll say that much.
Yeah, very cool. Well, again, to all 4 of you, appreciate you coming in here. And Mike, just as we wrap up here, tell us a little bit about the, I guess, the marathon here and where this idea came from, making sure it's all local.
It's just, I mean, you know, I've had 2 films that appeared in WIF, and that experience of watching your own film in an actual theater, I mean, there's nothing that can beat that, I don't think. And so we just decided, you know, we had a great screening at WIF, but there were a lot of people that couldn't come to the screening of my film. So I thought, well, I'll just have another one, you know? Yeah. And so I'm friends with Dave here. And so I knew that he had a short film, and Kyle's always making films. And so, and then Dave is friends with Aaron and Ron, and so we decided to team up and just put them all together as this package, and for a chance for people to come out and see all of them together, you know.
Yeah, so, I think it's a great idea. Again, if you're looking for tickets, it's very affordable as well. It's Saturday, January 17th, 7 to 9 p.m. So if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday night, this is perfect. Not too long. Very affordable. Tickets just $20. Senior discount down to $15. How about this? A student discount down to $10. You're watching a few films here for $10. Capitol Theater Windsor.ca is the way to go about it. And also over here on YouTube, we got Impossible Pie saying comic book syndicate assemble. So you got some fans over there, Mike, from back in the day.
That is too.
Yeah, all right. How's that? I don't have your TV anymore. Did you guys has that wrapped up? Are you still doing it?
We faded away. We did not. We still do podcasts though. You can still find us on YouTube and the Comic Book Syndicate website. Yes.
You used to do that down there at Acapulco. Was that it, or where did you guys shoot that?
Acapulco was the after party. We filmed it at the Fish Market and later on at Fog Lounge.
Oh, okay.
And then Acapulco was where we went for dinner.
Yeah,
after.
yeah. No, I remember watching that back in the day. I don't have your TV anymore, so I missed out on you guys. But where's the podcast at?
It's comicbooksyndicate.com.
Right there.
So we do Laser Brains and we do Tape Crusaders, and those are movies, and then we do UK Corral, which is comics.
Great stuff. Yeah, if you want a movie insider, I should actually get you on to be our movie insider if you don't mind.
It'd be great.
Although usually I don't get in depth. Like you're gonna have to really just basic with me. All right.
I'll do my best.
Yeah,
okay.
like we're breaking down Fast and Furious or something
there you
like
go.
that. All right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. But again, the Raw Shock Shorm Film Marathon. It is happening this Saturday, January 17th, 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets. CapitolTheaterWindsor.ca. I'm sure you can just show up and get the tickets as well there. $20 regular, senior discount 15, student discount all the way down to 10. Great price there. To all four of you, thank you so much for coming in. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.